Good morning. Good morning, Spartans. Welcome to Friday morning in the market. Hope everybody's had a great week so far. I feel like we have. So hopefully that translates over into you guys having a great week. Have not really taken a look this morning, to be honest, at the market. Um, but I will. I will. Fantastic. Spy hanging out. Nice push there, and hours it looks like after that dip. Come back. Okay, cool. All right. So not a ton going on. Looks like. Fantastic. So, of course, like every morning, we will. Well, I'm going to jump in, get the private group up and running with the pre-market information. You guys sit, hang out, and if you have any questions or anything, make sure you post them up in chat. I don't mind to go over them, answer them. If there's something you want to see, you got a question about charting, yeah, post up in chat. I don't mind at all. It's kind of what we're here for. So I will. I'm gonna jump, take care of those guys, and then I'll be back shortly. But like I said, please post up. And if you're new here, make sure you like, subscribe on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. And if you're on Twitch, make sure you hit that follow button. And you can subscribe too as well. I've got to figure out some cool stuff for our subscribers and the bit stuff and all that jazz. That cool Twitch stuff. We do have some followers. One of our followers gifted 5 subs the other day, so that was kind of cool. All right. So let me jump in, get those guys up and rolling on the private group, and yeah, I'll be back. Like I said, if you got questions, post up there in chat. We'll go over that momentarily. got that posted there in the private group for you members. Now, got one other thing I'm going to post about the live stream real quick. And then we're going to jump in and start working on some of these charts. Cool. Cool. Next, we're going to jump in, take care of some of these charting. We got SPY pulled up here on the 30. So we'll take care of that one first. I do want to kill this. And we are below everything else. So we can kill that as well. So this one is our pre-market, opening range low. So this one we are going to this one we're going to make our orange color so we can watch it. Opening range low, Thursday. That's cool. And then this one and this one we can kill off, since and if you've been watching this orange line is something new that we've been testing and it seems to work pretty well, so I'm going to keep rolling with it for now. Basically all this is a previous day's opening range or pre-market low high. So here on IWM, this is our pre-market low. This is our nearest, and we're down looking like we're going to come up in it. So I'm going to watch this one to kind of see where it is and if it acts as a support resistance. If we were coming down, we could use this one. If we were coming up, we could use this one here. But this one's our nearest. Basically, all we're going to do is just change that color so we know it's not today's. And then we can come in, and that one was blue, so that was PM low Thursday. No, that was blue. Blue. So that was open range low Thursday as well. So pretty simple. So then our other lines, we can just go ahead and kill those off because they were yesterday's, done, over with. Now we want to focus on today's. So today's, come back in, grab our line, 638.18, right there. And you just get as close as possible. I mean, you don't have to hit it right on the money. There we go. So that is pre-market high. Bam, lock it in. And do the same thing for that pre-market low. Bam, lock it in. Pre-market low goes purple. And that's pretty much it. So now we know where our pre-market high was, or pre-market low was, and yesterday's opening range low, which was here. 30 minutes in, we'll set our opening range high and low for today, and that way it gives us an idea kind of where we're at. So we'll jump back in, do the same thing for IWM. Don't need that. This is our line from today, so we can kill this one. And just like we just seen with SPY, pre-market high we don't need, opening range high we don't need, and pre-market low we don't need. So we'll come back in here, grab our line tool and put that there, change it to purple. There, so we'll grab this one, and there we go, lock it in. Lock it in, purple, bam, there we go. So opening range, pre-market high, pre-market low, and then this one that we're going to watch from yesterday was our opening range on Thursday. So that's pretty much it. Like I said in the private group earlier, you can do this setup, same thing every ticker. We just trade a lot of SPY and IWM, so I'll do it there. Without wasting the whole time to do it. But let's say Nvidia starts moving today. We want to trade Nvidia. You can do the same thing with Nvidia if you're going to trade it today, or whatever. And it just gives you a good indication on where the day started, how that opening range went, and see if we can break out of that. So. But if you guys have any questions on how to do that, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to go over that with you. Especially if you're in the private group. If you're in the private group, doing one-on-ones tonight, just shoot me a PM in there. We'll get you set up if you want one. Grab my coffee early on instead of taking a midday break. So we're about 6 minutes out, guys. So you know what's coming next. Make sure you take a few minutes, check your account, check your buying power, see what's settled, what's not. Know what you can and can't get into today. Very important. Oh, eat. Two and a half minutes, guys, till opening bell. Hey, what's up, man? Earl, just got your message. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Minute and a half, guys. Minute and a half to opening bell. Like I said, please make sure you check your account, see what you can't get into today. Very important. Yeah, perfect. All right. Yeah, very cool, Earl. Definitely here to help, bud. Any way I can. All right, guys, 30 seconds. Apple looks like it's already dropping. Apple, man, Apple had a good push. Jeez, up to 221. That's cool. Walmart looks like it's wanting to push here going in as well. What to do? Let's do cast. All right, guys, we are live. Market is now open. Let's roll. I like that one, Chris. All right. Man, look at that gap up there on Walmart. Anyone still holding those 100Cs on Walmart's definitely loving life this morning. 315 on that one. Buy Walmart, Tesla all trying to push. Google with a big push as well. Apple dropping back. Fantastic. Cool. Very important to give it some time. 2 minutes in, no reason to chase any of this movement. As we've seen and as you've seen, it could change on a dime. If you enter a trade this early in the market, you've got to treat it as a lotto. Quick in, quick out, small PTs, or you could definitely get burned. Like we talked about yesterday, options trading, we need that trend. If not, if you don't get that trend, especially on a Friday, you're going to get annihilated. Theta and time to decay will eat you alive. There we go. Finally updated that one on Walmart. Yeah, so on Friday being a 0 DTE, Theta will just kill that premium. And if you don't understand or know what I mean by that, let me know. Don't forget tight stops too. Yeah. Very important there, Chris. Hey, I'm going to try to do that thing that we were talking about yesterday in the private group about the clip. I meant to do that yesterday, but I got busy. And I remembered late last night, and I was like, dang it. So I'm going to try to do that today. When we were talking about stop losses yesterday and how to set them and move them on runners. Walmart with a good setup. Not going to chase that, especially because we were in that 100 seat earlier. You may or may not still be in that one. I don't know. But definitely not going to chase that. IWM down through support there. I got told on how to do it. I forgot. Oh yeah, that's what you sent me last night, I believe. Yeah, I got it. I think. I think I responded. Yeah. Yeah, we just gotta figure it out. Figure it out. Which we will. We'll get there. Watch Google coming into 200. That could get interesting. Spy had a big red, but it's coming back. Trying to. That chart. IWM still dropping. 6 minutes in. See if we get a retest here now on that support. I mean that resistance. Dude, the last 52 weeks have been insane for me. I know what you mean. Well, you know, I'll message you at 1 o'clock in the morning. uh, yeah, I haven't either. I've got this weekend. Oh, look at that big push off of support. Um, this weekend I'm going to try to really sit down at the computer and try to take care of some stuff. So I may have some stuff I've got to do tomorrow. I don't know yet. But other than that, I do have to work on my Jeep a little bit this weekend too. But yeah, the goal is to try to get some of that taken care of this weekend. Didn't see that big push there on Tesla coming. $327.94. Still early. 8 minutes in. I have a minivan with a short front. Ooh, dude, I hate electrical stuff. Trying to find a short or ant draw or something like that is an absolute nightmare. Mine's not bad. Mine's cosmetic crap I'm trying to finish. Nothing nothing detrimental by any means. I have developed a squeak that I've got to find. Probably bearing or something going out, but I don't want to. It's a rotational from the back end, but I don't feel like messing with it. Oh. Oh, geez. Does it just sit for a while? So IWM dropping. Google was a big drop off of that push. But Tesla and TSLL pushing. Wonder what the Qs are doing. Hanging out. And the windshield leaks. Dang, too bad you're not here. You could crack that windshield and they'll put a new one in for free. PayPal dropping. I just had all the glass put in my car. Like all the glass. Front, rear, and side windows. I haven't had it out to see if it leaks. I hope it don't. But that's my race car, so it stays inside pretty much all the time. Actually, it hasn't been wet in a long time. Let's see. I think it has too many issues to fix. So this point. Oh no. Backup beater, I agree, dude. Don't put money in it. Shoot, if you don't drive it often, I just keep a 10mm wrench in the cup holder, and when I park it, I just pull that battery cable and let it sit. Then you ain't got to worry about the killing the battery. Big push there on SPY. New high of day. Tesla and TSLL pushing. I thought about a kill switch. Yeah, that would work too. Just more of a pain in the butt. I mean, once it's installed, then it's a whole lot easier than disconnecting the battery for sure. But I mean, you can do it. I've done it on cars. But I've got one for my car actually. I just never put it in. Let's see. 13 minutes in, guys. His girlfriend proof that way. Yep. Especially if she don't know how to work the kill switch, which may or may not. I don't know. Dude, back in the day, I've done some crazy stuff with cars. I've wired just some random button in the car that, might be for the right rear power window or something. I don't know. Just example. Just some random button. I've had people have me wire that in as a kill switch, so you've got to push this button while you start it, or the car won't start. Stuff like that. I've done some crazy stuff that makes so she could use it. That's true. I guess you could look at it that way. That way you could kill it and then show her how to do it, so the battery's not dead. That way you're not having to jump it off every time. But those little lithium ion jump boxes they have now are where it's at. I've got one I keep in my Jeep, and I use that thing all the time. Not on the Jeep, but people like, hey, can you help me out? Actually, I never used it on the Jeep. I keep it in the Jeep. Got a lot of crap that lives in there, but video over pre-market high could push. If you saw this thing, like what the AC went out, the radio went out, it's been leaking coolant out of one of the heads for a while now, and it keeps going. Holy crap, dude! What is it? You said it's a minivan. Is it an old one? Sometimes those old beaters, dude, just don't want to die. Kind of like old reliable. So we're 17 minutes in. O2 Grand Caravan. Nice. Does it have the TVs in the back? Spy could get interesting here, guys. Want to watch for this retest here. Uh, yeah, I remember that insane car market. Nice. The TV's in the back. That's awesome. There's that retest. Oh man. PayPal just keeps dropping. 20 minutes in, so. Goodness. Man, I'd get that thing reliable, and I would drive the crap out of it, Chris. PayPal reversing. Looks like Nvidia and AMD with a slight drop. That's why I bought the Janice. Van does a cave. It's definitely been through hell. That's the tip of the iceberg on problems. Oh, one of those deals. I know you said you've been working on the Jetta some too, but that Jetta is a diesel, isn't it? That's one car I've never owned, but I've always liked the Volkswagens. Volkswagen makes a good car. there's another push on that Tesla coming into that support or resistance, and we're now breaking it. One sec, guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. I apologize. I am back. Yes, came from California guy before. It is a maintenance guy at my job and knowing, being meticulous with everything. Oh, that's cool. That thing should run forever then, especially if it's in good shape. All right, so we PT'd on our first trade. 606. Small gains add up to big profits, guys. Say that all the time. Let me get this posted up for you guys here. And it's this one on SPY. So this one on SPY. Definitely room for some consolidation on this SPY. 636. We alerted this one at 85. PT on this one was 102. Come on. 20%. It's fully loaded with glass roof and leather. Here, gave a good price. What year is it, Chris? Good push there on SPY. $2014. Oh, sweet. And we just PT'd on this trade as well. This one was just a fun kind of. See now, 1 point. Oh, I'm glad you got in before that def crap. That stuff is annoying. We might have got out of Tesla at the right time. That was a quick rejection. Apple, Google still pushing, but it looks like SPY, chips, Tesla all dropping back. The TDI came with a ton of problems. Look at that big candle there on IWM. No, the definite vehicles. Oh, yes. Definitely. A few years ago, I looked at buying a diesel truck actually, and I didn't just because I didn't want to deal with that def stuff, and I didn't want to go old. The older ones, pre-def, they want just about as much money as they do for a new one, which is stupid. I mean, you can buy a diesel truck with 250,000 miles on it with no def with for about the same price as you can get a new one. And I'm like, hell no. No. Oh, that's cool. Dieselgate. That's funny. Google now over 200 and still pushing. I bet premiums on that sucker. Not too bad, but it trades on the 2.5. 2025 on Google is at 60. Diesels are normally expensive to repair. Yes, I agree 100%. 100%. I've never been a big diesel guy, especially a diesel mechanic. I mean, you know my background. And when I had the shop, I hired this one guy that was a huge diesel guy. And at one time, he wanted to do some stuff, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And we brought in like a F 250 or something. I don't even remember what it was. And it needed new injectors, and that was stupid expensive. It was like 3 or 4 grand to put injectors in this thing, or something ridiculous. I don't remember what it was. It was a long time ago, but I was just blown away. If you guys are in this SPY, make sure you're moving that stop loss up like we had talked about yesterday on stream. If you missed that and you have questions, please post up and let me know. But the perfect example of what we talked about yesterday. So Tesla could be dropping back pretty decent here. Something to watch. Well, they're going to spy a little bit too. We are 38 minutes in, so let's go ahead and set up our opening range. My 7.3 was, I don't understand, they don't price it in each one. Yeah, is that 2,200 parts and labor? 7.3's had a lot of problems though. I had a buddy that is a fire investigator and a fire chief. I think he went through 3 motors in his 7.3 before he finally said nope. One sec, guys. All right, sorry about that. We did get a little pop there on Spy. That truck killed me in maintenance. Yeah, that yeah, 2,200 for just injectors. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then some of those trucks, like I said, I'm not a diesel guy, not much of a truck guy, but I don't know if that's the particular one, but I know some of those trucks you even had to pull the cab off and all this crap just to do the injectors. So I mean, labor was just astronomical. All right, let's jump in here real quick. Spy here on the main chart. We're going to do our opening range high and low, which we are over. Opening range high right there. Lock it in. Opening range low right there. Lock it in. And then now we're going to do the same thing here on IWM, just because we've been following IWM a lot here recently. Opening range. And that didn't change color. There we go. Do we lock it? Yes. All right. Opening range low to 2015. And there's opening range low. All right. Perfect. Google trying to push again. That Apple was awesome. I got Commons and Apple, so that's a nice little run there. Walmart still. Anybody still in that Walmart? $435 on that Walmart. In at 82, 435. After the 7.3, the cab had to start coming off for some stuff. I miss my old, yeah. Okay, yeah, I knew 1 year it was when those cabs had to start coming off, and I was like, dude, I really don't want to start getting into pulling cabs and all that stuff. Because at that point, when you break the truck down, you come in with one truck, you pull the cab off, now you've essentially taken up twice the space, and it just was not worth it. Especially for what we did on the daily. So we did, like I said, one of those. And we didn't really do any more after that. It's most of them now. Wow. Makes me not want a truck. I mean, I drive a truck, but not a pain in the butt diesel. Mhm. So yeah, it looks like a lot of stuff is dropping back out of SPY, out of Tesla, or TSLL on those pullbacks. Yeah, I could see them doing that too, Chris. Especially, if they're not having to haul a ton. But I'm sure up where you live, there's a ton of mountains and everything else. Google looking pretty solid. Yeah, I've never been out there. I'm going to make it out there one day. Promise. I feel like a whole nother world out there. Where you're at. Oof. Spy could try to push off that opening range high. And looks like we just PT'd on another trade. Nice. We have a lot of dunes on the coast. It's beautiful. This is one of the coastlines in the US that doesn't have a ton of light pollution. Yeah, I can imagine. But don't you have a lot of like rocky cliff, non sandy beach style beaches there? I know that's probably a dumb question for me to ask, but so this was that one that we took on, that we just PT'd on. Not the cleanest setup. It was Google. We could see another bounce here. We entered in this area, came up, was doing good, came back down, was below our entry, and then luckily we pushed up right here for our PT. That was a quick, tough one. 202.5C. We alerted this one at 0.57 as a high risk. PT was given at 0.68, 20%. Like I said, not the cleanest setup, not the best trade in the books. I did alert when we entered that we were chasing a bit. North of us, Florence and south has a lot of sand. The dunes aren't natural here. They formed after the jetty was built. You live right on the coast, don't you? Or close to it? I don't know. Just when I picture where you're from, I just picture like a lot of rain and haziness and non sunny beaches and a lot of wind and people out there in rain jackets and the highs like 60 and like the Goonies. You ever? I know you watched that movie. That's kind of like where you're from, isn't it? They filmed that out, I think, close to you. Dude, if I live 10 minutes to the beach, all this back here would be completely different. My butt would be sitting on the beach live streaming for you guys every day. When are we get the rain? Ugh. But wasn't the Goonies filmed near you guys? Dude, I love the beach. I can't wait till we go in a few weeks. We we live 3.5, 4 hours from the beach. I'm south of that. They filmed in Astoria. That's right, way up by the Washington state line. Okay. Well, I mean, you're a lot closer than I am. Um, I was pretty sure it was up in that direction. Classic movie. Oh, I didn't think about that, dude. I bet that water is cold up there because you're getting all that Arctic coming down. Yeah, I mean, average water temp at our beaches, it's pretty warm. I mean, let me see. The beach we're going to, like I said, it's about 4 hours away ish. Um, just Googled. They did some other movies up there too. Yeah, I mean it's pretty. I just couldn't live up there. Sorry. So we're going to the beach in a few weeks. I Googled the water temperature. You ready for this, Chris? The water temperature today at the beach we're going to is 83.7 degrees. I miss the Gulf Coast. I live just south of Houston. What? You used to live in Houston? What the? Why did you move to Oregon? Forget that. You got a taste of that down south warmness. Like that. Yeah, me too. I can't wait. Ready to get away for a few days. There we have to move. I've never been to Indiana. I've got some friends that live up there. Indiana, Michigan area. I want to go back to Huntsville. I've only been to Alabama once, twice. One was this little hole in the wall town. I couldn't tell you the name of it. Um, It was just past Atlanta, hour and a half, so northeast region of Alabama. Kind of like where they tell you about the banjo music stuff. That's kind of where I was at. I mean, literally, there was nothing in this town. There was a Sonic, I do remember that, and a drive-in theater, and that was kind of cool. And then one time was down at the beach, was in Florida, drove over to Alabama, spent a little bit of time there, but nothing major. I would like to see more of Alabama. But my goal is to get out west. I've never really been out west except for flying. Vegas and stuff like that. But just to get out and explore, just never done it. I want to. That's on the bucket list. I mean, um, that's that's one reason I built the Jeep. So yeah, it is beautiful down there. What I've seen of it, I would like to explore it even more. What? And then Mississippi, like Biloxi in that area. Dude, I bet you get a ton of wildfires because you're just north of California, so I bet you get as much as they do. Um, I've got friends in California that same. They're wanting to move and stuff. I hadn't talked to them in a while, but at one point it was insane the amount of fires that they were getting that we don't even hear about on the news. Dude, this Walmart just won't stop. Ooh, I like that, Chris. I hadn't made it far enough down to sound on mine. 29% today? Wow. Oh, heck no. With my allergies and stuff, that would kill me. There ain't no way I could do that. No way. 13. Ah, jeez. I wasn't banned in 2020. For real? Dude, that is crazy. And is that just due to all the wildfires and stuff? Yeah, they would call for temps in the 90s and we couldn't break 60 because the sun was blocked out for the most part. Dude, that is ridiculous. I have never heard of that. I mean, I could see the sun and stuff getting blocked by the smoke and stuff, but holy crap. I guess you just, since I don't live there, you don't think about it, you know? Jeez. Looking at this sound, it is crazy right now. 104 million in the trading volume. 14 even. We've got an 83,000 share wall at 14 even. It's crazy. Yeah, see sound testing that 14 wall. Hmm. Dang, I got that picture, Chris. That is ridiculous. No way. Nope. Like looking at that just makes me feel like I'm about to die. All right. Do it. Cancel that. Spy looks like it's trying to drop back down. Could retest that opening range. Google's starting to curl back just over an hour, 10 minutes in. Oh, goodness. AMD dropping back. Apple still pushing. It's nice. Looks like we might might trend sideways for a while. Out of coffee. Out of coffee. Sound still building that wall. And now it's up to 124,000 shares. Jeez. Sorry about that, guys. Little break. Oh, goodness. Spy losing that open range high here could drop back to this opening range low and VWAP. I expect to see a bounce. Definitely not playing a bounce. We're out of our SPY calls, but just curious. Walmart dropping back finally after its big push. Sound still pushing. We're only in one trade right now. It's doing well. We almost PT'd on it, so I could almost tell you guys about it. I was like, but we didn't. So I can't. The only way you can get that is in a private group. And the private group, you get that stuff as soon as I enter. So one of the perks for being in the group. Google trying to push again. Nice return there. Pop there on the video. And that Google's still doing good. If you guys are in that Google, please make sure you're managing that one. Looks like we might hit 100% on that trade. Not saying we will. Looking good. $114 would be 100%. video of the push. Hit 109 on that Google. Not bad. It's not seeing a whole lot right now, guys. Being 0 DTE, that Google's taking a hit on this little drop. This goes right back into what we were talking about yesterday about managing your stop loss on your runners. Got a lot going on, guys. Seeing some pullbacks. IWM, Walmart, SPY trying. PayPal with a decent pullback. Nvidia, we thought we was going to push a little bit, but it didn't. Apple still trying to push, not chasing this. Not a ton going on. We're in one swing trade. Other than that, you might have some runners on some of these things that we've played this morning. But all in all, it was a good day so far. No need to chase. 1, 2, 3 trades, 3 PTs. Like I talked about, that 1% a day, small gains add up to big profits. When you've had a good morning, there's no need to keep pushing the envelope. This is where new traders break. This sitting on the hands is a learning trait. Dude, I agree. 100%. Sitting, watching is what breaks a lot of traders. They see this movement, think that it's going to move. They get in and it bites them. I was talking to one guy in the private group that the mind and controlling your emotions is by far the hardest thing to learn. I mean, I can teach you trading, I can teach you charting, support, resistance, indicators, stop loss, take profit, entries, exits, whatever you want to learn. But I can't teach you how to control your mind and your hands. Can't do it. I can help. I can give you some pointers. But ultimately, that is up to you to learn. And I hate to say it, but that breaks a lot of traders. Just like you said. Especially on a Friday. Yeah, I agree. $110 there on Google Pop. SPY just broke that opening range high. Look for it to come back to that opening range low level from Thursday here. And Apple's still pushing. Like I said, I've got comments in Apple. Firm believer in Apple. Like Apple. I just kicked myself numerous times that we didn't grab Apple when it dipped a couple weeks ago under 200 on some long calls, on some swings. $117, so we just 100% there on Google, which is nice. Starting to see some things breaking down. IWM coming down to this opening range low. Watch this. If we break here, next stop is that pre-market low. Under that, then we've definitely got some room to drop back. As you can see, yesterday's low was 218.51, so we could definitely see some more to the downside on this one. Kind of watch that. SPY broke its opening range low through VWAP now to opening range low on Thursday. Excuse me, opening range high. Now at opening range low on Thursday, which was yesterday's. A little bit of a bounce there, but if we lose this area, we could easily see another point-ish roughly drop. AMD big drop there. So it looks like the markets want to see more to the downside. So definitely be careful, especially if you guys are in calls. There's that break on that opening range low for IWM. We were just talking about SPY broke Thursday's opening range as well. We've seen a drop here on IWM and SPY just as Apple's pushing again. Gotta love Apple. Apple's kind of like in its own little world. Sorry about that, guys. Quick little phone call. Watching this IWM pretty closely here. right, guys. A little early, 11:46. Probably gonna start wrapping up the stream. Not a whole lot going on. We're in one swing trade. We're down on it. We were literally $2 away from PT. Now we're down $10 or so on it. Let me see where we're at. Entry. Entry was 73. We're sitting at 59, so $14 on it. No big deal. We got to the end of the month just about. We went, I think, 3 weeks out on it, so no big deal there. Watching a few things, talking about some stuff in the private group. We're talking about Apple, AMD in the private group. Setting up some one-on-ones for tonight. You know, just some basic stuff. But if you're interested in that private group or anything that we offer, check out the website, SpartanDTGroup.com. I say this every day. If you guys are new here, we're really here to help you out. My goal with the group is to teach you how to make money so you can put money in your pocket. Yes, we do alerts and stuff like that, and if you want to follow along, great. We do really well. We had 3 alerts today. Well, 4 including the swing trade, but it's a swing. We had 4 day trade alerts today. All 4 of them hit all 3 of them hit our profit target for the day. So almost 100%. I mean, well, that is 100% if you take the swing out. We've had a great week. I will make a spreadsheet of all of our trades this week. We've got nothing to hide. I will post that up on the social medias and things. So if you're not following us on social, please do. I need to get those posted up for you as well. But really, we're here to help. My main goal is to teach you how to be a profitable options trader. So if there's anything we can do, please let us know. If you're in the private group and listening, like I said, setting up some one-on-ones for tonight. If you want one, let me know. If you're in the platinum, if you're in silver, you want to upgrade, let me know. But yeah, hope everybody had a great week. We did. Quite profitable. I hope you are as well. And we will be back on Monday. We stream live every time the market is open. So yeah, please tune in. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like it, and give us a thumbs up. And if you're on Twitch, make sure you follow and you can subscribe there as well. Really appreciate everything you guys are doing, helping us build the channel and grow the channel, and ultimately just trying to grow and build a community of profitable traders that are here to help each other grow and succeed. So I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. If you're in a private group, need something, let me know. I'll be around. But yeah, have a great weekend, guys, and I will see you back next week. Have a good one.